So, it's 2:41 in the morning. Notice anything strange about this picture? Should be in bed right now, but the Xbox One fall update took well, it actually downloaded really fast from my internet. And then when it was verifying it, it failed and it had to re-download it, and so it went at about a 20th of the speed that it did prior. So I've lost basically an hour of my life to that. But here I am. I'm not quite where I want to be with Sergeant Rock. We need to get to level 5. I document everything as I go. I just don't put it in the videos. But as I was documenting things, I've done this. If you're wondering, if you couldn't quite figure out what the problem was in this picture, it's right there. Focusing on it a little bit more prominently. We've got a training dummy right by Mags. I'm not saying Mags is a dummy, or am I? But how about that? Pretty interesting, huh? We can zoom out, we can zoom in, and let's see here. That'll be an interesting... Can we get it through? Let's try to... These controls are inverted and it bothers me. But let's take that selfie.
I dig the Earth.
Indeed. I dig glitching games out. So, will this open up some warp? I don't know. But there he is. He's over there. If you're wondering where his buddy is, well, let's see. Can you see him? Do you see the other buddy anywhere? Let's see. Can we shoot from here? Apparently not. But there's the dummy. He's behind Sharpfin's ship. Interesting stuff, is it not? So this is your little precursor to the video, but seriously, it's 2:43 in the morning. I gotta get back to work, get him to level 4, document everything, get him to level 5, document everything, show it to you, and then we'll come in and purchase his mastered upgrades, if you will. So nonetheless, this will probably reset when I go back in the arena. So I just wanted to take the time. I was so close to pulling it off. There it is. If you wondered if the dummy still works, it absolutely does. And that's pretty cool in my book. So I kind of like the rocket jump. It's pretty cool. That's what I need to log next. So anyway, it's doing 35 on the jump and 41 on the impact, okay? So slight increase this time, but hey, I'm going to tuck this one away as yet another interesting little thing I've done in Imaginators, and I'll catch you back here as we get to the grind work in Skylanders research for Sergeant Rock and Bazooker. I need to change his name too before the recording, so I'll try to remember that. I'll catch you guys back here in just a few seconds. Hey everybody, one of Wiisdom here, 3:03 in the morning. I'm very tired. My eyes are having a hard time opening. I lost an hour to the Xbox fall update, as I mentioned earlier. And then I had the deal where I had the training dummy over here by Mags. And then right before I started recording, I just crashed the game. Testing the Rhino Beetle somehow. Which isn't even applicable to this video. I just like to have it to compare and contrast what we did with the Earth Brawler. But the thing that I lacked was Scorched Earth here, so let's go ahead and round it out. Level 4, it was 4 to 6 and 7 to 11. And that's the same thing, so I'll just copy and paste that. Like I said, we don't cover it here because it would take an eternity. But rest assured, I have got every single thing documented every single step of the way. I've literally spent probably, I'd say it takes like close to an hour and a half or so probably to pull all this off. But anyway, so first thing first.
Excellent strategy coming back here, Portal Master.
I agree. We're going to change his name as I promised you, but his health at level 5 is 406. As a Bazooker, level 1, he was 290. He seems to be going up plus 29 every single time, which is a pretty good chunk of change. Level 5 statistics. Again, this is sort of our baseline because it's the point at which we've unlocked all of the upgrades. Technically, for the weapon power and the secret techniques, we've essentially got him at level 4. But if we came in and we... went with the elemental power, we do have the final one that unlocks at level 5, so it makes sense to me to baseline at level 5. That's sort of how we picked that. But attack 20, armor 8, speed or agility 5, luck 14. Not too shabby. Let me just, I guess I could walk you through these relatively quickly. So Blaster is doing 19 to 29. The destroyer attack, we're doing 19 to 29, same thing. The big rocket is 48 to 72, and then the smaller bombs, there's 6 of them. They are doing 14 to 21. We don't really need to focus on these. If you're interested in those, I think I've got the standalone video. Basically, if not, I can make one. I'll actually check into that. These upgrades are fantastic. They're ridiculous. This is what we care about, though, is the secret technique. So I just showed you Scorched Earth because I crashed the game prior to getting to test it. It didn't, I thought the Xbox had died off or something. It just black screened on me. It kind of hummed a little bit, and then it kicked me back. And I was at the home screen of the Xbox. I literally clicked Skylanders Imaginators, and it completely reloaded the game. So interesting stuff here. 4 to 6, 7, and 11. It's just a hodgepodge, miscellaneous number of hits. I'm not going to take the time to count them because it's 3 in the morning. Artillery strike is pretty cool. Finally, I got an increase on it. It had been 29 to 44. Started out level 1, 28 to 42. And then 29 to 44 all the way across 2, 3, and 4. Level 5, though, it's 30 to 45 3 times. And then if you hold it, you can get 11 shots off, and it is kind of adjustable. Birthday present, you press Y to drop a bomb that explodes when close to enemies or times out. The timeout is roughly 4 seconds. You can also have 4, technically 5 at a time. By the time you drop the 5th one, the first one explodes type of a thing. At least that's my experience with them. They're doing 54 to 81 at this point in time, level 5. Rocket jump, press Y to rocket jump with your bazooka. We are sitting at, what, 36 to 54 when we jump or launch, and 42 to 63 on the landing. The Soul Gem, we're doing 14 to 21 when the rocket passes through, 24 to 36 now with the radius, and 4 to 6 from the tons and tons and tons of explosions that follow. So let's actually come in here and set up the name. So I had no objections to Sergeant Rock, so that's what we're going to roll with. I think it's pretty cool. Fits the character for sure. I always wonder why people don't use a QWERTY style keyboard, because their logic is, well, it's for little kids, and it's like, little kids need a QWERTY keyboard too. Like back in the day, it sort of made sense, you know, not everyone had computers. It wasn't like mandatory stuff at school, so on and so forth. It was more of like a luxury or rich person item. Now, it's just, it's ridiculous to not have it set up in the QWERTY format. So we're gonna call it good there, because again, there's no punctuation, sadly.
New code name received.
Oh yeah, Sergeant Rock, it's official. But let's take a look at those attacks. So I've shown you, this is Scorched Earth, which is pretty cool. I like the blue. You get like an odd mix of colors. This is me just holding Y down, giving you an idea of how long you can utilize the attack. If you just tap Y, is it the same length? It's not. So it's not near as long, if anyone's scoring at home. And we do care about, in this case, the weapon powers as well as the secret techniques. So this right here is the big bomb. We've got our 19 to 29. You'll see that 48 when we get the big one. That'll be 48, 72. And then the radius bombs, there's 6 of them. They're doing 14 to 21. So let's go ahead, I guess, and just do this proper. So we'll showcase Blaster this time, and we will showcase the Artillery Strike, and work our way backwards. So Blaster, essentially, this is what we have got. It's just straight up spammable. It's a little quicker, and note you're just not getting the big rocket and then the residual damage from the 6 bombs. Our tertiary attack now, I'm holding it down. Note you've got free reign of the cursor, so if you want to just spin circles around your character, you can. It'll be 30 to 45. That right there, did you see it? I've done that multiple times. It's just a singular shot. It is not supposed to do that. If you tap Y, it's supposed to do this. Shoot it off 3 times. And then if you hold Y, you can go a maximum of 11 before it stops the attack. I've probably had it happen like 5 to 6 times where I just rip off one solo shot. But again, if we hold it, we'll get 30 to 45, 11 times. You've got free reign of the cursor, as I mentioned, so if there's like an annoying enemy that shows up, you can take care of them. Now we've showcased all of the weapon powers. We're ready to master them, but we still got to baseline these here for you. So birthday present, I actually think this is kind of cool. Case in point, we can come around and just leave a trail of destruction. Again, by the time I press that 5th one onto the ground, the 4th one, or I mean the 1st one is exploding. If they're near an enemy, they'll detonate instantaneously. 54 to 81 is what they're doing, but you get the idea. I mean, you could set up a wall and kind of attack. I had fun running around placing them as we went, sort of boomer-esque type of a thing. We are now ready to check out our first one, which is rocket jump. I think it's a pretty cool attack, especially since I've been playing a lot of shotgun farmers recently. But essentially, we'll shoot the mortar straight down into the ground, 36-54, and then crush the landing 42 to 63. The soul gem I've not showcased to you. I love the spelling on this one. It's Imaginite payload, but it's done in like the military, you know, 1M4G, 1N1T3 type of a thing. Sort of like a crate type of a font. So check this thing out. You can hold it, but I'll just rapid tap real quick. That color is like perfect for clown birthday bash pop fizz, clown fizz, as I call them. You can hold it, but I don't know that there's any real benefit. Like maybe there's a few more 4 to 6s, but you know, I don't have the time to count them, so it is what it is. You can maneuver it, so I mean it's a deal where, you know, if you had something off, you could adjust on the fly by holding it, but otherwise not a huge deal. So what we want to do here, I think we've covered everything we need to. We're ready to master this stuff, so let's just go ahead and do it and hope that it's not a downgrade as it was with one of the fire attacks last time. So blaster, you've seen it, it's 1929. Let's master this bad boy. Shoot an additional rocket when you press X. So this is kind of a 2-for-1 for 700. That's actually going to be pretty fantastic, I think. Let's take a look at it before we... Oh, wrong button. Oh, yeah. Wait. That sucks. Okay. So we're doing 19 to 29. Now we're doing 14 to 21. Yes, I know. There are 2 of them, and we're technically doing 28. But I expected 2 rockets at 19 to 29, if not 2 rockets at maybe 20 even, 24, 25, something in that range. And I also don't like their trajectory. They're not, like, look at this. If we shoot it this way, it's like they're on top of each other and they just barely form like a V formation. Even at this distance, I can't hit both dummies. This is as far as I can be away from them, and we just hit one. That is a not cool thing, in my opinion. 14 to 21, 2x. The only saving grace is that it's spammable, but why would you think it's acceptable to go from 19 to 29 and pay 700 for an upgrade, right? Like if this was picked between, you know, shoot 1 at a high damage and 2 at a slightly lower damage, totally, this would be awesome. Getting it and paying 700 for a quote-unquote mastered upgrade, this is just a slap in the face, and I don't like it. Some people will love it. I was expecting just shooting 2 at 19 to 29. I'd have been happy there. I would have been like, oh, I wish it increased, but I wouldn't be complaining like I am right now. So that is, in my opinion, a buzzkill. That's not what we want. We want powers. And Destroyer is up next. I have no qualms with Destroyer, as I kind of thought I liked Blaster better. As I played through getting this guy to level 5, I was like, you know what? I think I do prefer Destroyer. Anyway, let's hope they don't screw it up. So we'll select it. Now we're going to upgrade. Master Destroyer. Press X to fire explosive rockets whose shrapnel does extra damage. Okay, this sounds like a downgrade again. It honestly does. I loved what we had. Big rocket and 6 bombs. So... what? So there's 3 or 4 pieces of shrapnel. There's 3 pieces of shrapnel. Well. Okay, let's see what it does. Oh, hey, now, okay, I can work with that. So, let's, I've not spammed it yet to see if we have the big rocket still. I'm hoping that we do, but I don't know that we will. So, we are sitting here with Destroyer mastered. We're going to do 53 to 80, right? 26.5, yes. 53 to 80 rocket, and then 3 shrapnel. That's probably misspelled, but whatever. They are at... oh, there's our crit. So 14 to 21. Okay, so... that is not terrible, but can we get the big rocket still? Yes, you can. Wonderful. Okay. Now, what is the big rocket doing? We weren't hitting it, I guess. Okay, what's happening here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait. 53. Where's the 22 coming from? What? Okay. 22, why? What's happened to my 53? Really? Okay, can anyone explain to me what has happened here? 'Cause there's 53. There's 22. Okay, so we've got 53 to 80 on an initial shot, and then sometimes we can apparently get in this loop, even though I give it ample time to not count, as a combo of doing 22 to 33 with the 3 shrapnel pieces. If I spam it, we're able to get the 14 to 21 on the bombs, and I'm seeing 22 to 33. I can't move when I do that? Okay, I'm seeing a 54. And 54 to 81 is a thing now. Okay, I'm totally confused. 53. So 53. 1, 2. What's now we're doing the 22 again. Weirdness. 3 shrapnel, 14 to 21. Spam some rockets, 22. Okay, spam it equals most rockets, 22 to 33. Some 54 to 81. And then let's see. We're getting the 14 to 21. And I guess that's just what we'll have to accept, right? Maybe? Oh, no. Yeah, okay, well. You stay over there, buddy. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. No. Stay over here. I'm researching things. Okay, well, you've seen it. That's probably the best way to describe it. And sometimes we get the bombs. 6 bombs, I'll just continue that naming. 6 bombs, 14 to 21. That little rhino beetle is a absolute beast, I must tell you. If you missed that from the previous videos, you'll want to check it out. That's all I'll say. So yeah, this attack is a complete mess. A complete mess, I've got to say. What we were doing at level 5, just to recap, 19 to 29 standard. So the 53 is a huge upgrade that I love. The big rocket was then doing 48 to 72, which maybe we're doing, I mean, is it just weird and we're supposed to be doing like the 22 to 33 right now? with 14 to 21 shrapnel, and then the big rocket would be 53 to 80 or 54 to 81 type of a thing. I honestly don't know. I felt like something was biting my leg. But, okay, now we're doing 22. Oh, there's a 53. So, yeah, I can't tell you. The shrapnel, if you get the 3, it's 14 to 21. If you get the 6 bombs, it's going to be 14 to 21. That's about all I can tell you. So that's some interesting stuff right there, isn't it?
Excellent strategy coming back here, Portal Master.
You might honestly be better off not upgrading either of those. You know, if you like them, go for it. If you prefer what we had prior to the mastered version, stay far away from it. I had no issue with either one of those prior to the mastery. So it's not something you have to do, and it might be something you want to avoid. But the rocket jump is our first secret technique here. Again, just to recap it, we're doing 36-54 on the jump, 42 to 63 when we land. Let's see what the upgrade is. Mastered rocket jump. Press Y to rocket jump and shoot explosions on your way down for a speed and strength boost on landing. Okay. I'll take that. And let's see what it does.
Move out!
Oh. Okay. So it really does it. It seems to work properly. Basically, we still do the same jump mechanic, but then... Is it mid-air? Yeah, it seems to be mid-air. He shoots something out. So let's let that even out. 36, 54, and 42 to 63. Okay, so same component there. 36 to 54 jump, 42 to 63 on the landing. And let's see what we've got.
How does that taste?
The rockets are going to be 14 to 21, I guess.
Want some more?
Yep. And are there 5 of them? I believe so. So 5 rockets, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with that. 5 rockets, 14 to 21 each. And then how much of a speed boost do we get? Let's try to count that out. So. Is it 5 or 6?
Take that.
I'm going to say 5-second speed boost, which is pretty freaking cool. Again, in this attack, we maintain what we had. 36-54 jump, 42-63 land. And then we gain 5 rockets at 14 to 21, which, if you do the math, is 70 to 105. And a 5-second speed boost. That is an actual upgrade that I can be proud of. I don't have to complain about it. And that's what I would like for all of these to be. So, speed and strength boost. Okay, so strength, to me, would have to be an attack, right? So...
Yeah!
Oh, we did get a boost there. Okay, so case in point, you know, we're doing 36, 54, 42 to 63. Oh, buddy. So now we do 43. Wow, we would literally have to go through every single attack to figure it out. Let's check the soul gem here and see if it's any different. No, I think it's good. Secondary attack. Oh, it's 24. So yeah, that actually timed out. 24-36 is standard. 42 on the crit would be the increased damage. And I've got to sit here and let that guy time out, and I'll tell you it takes forever, because speaking of 42, that little guy hits 42 times. It's insane. That said, 14 instances with 3, and then he's got 30 to 45 on the initiation. So I need to denote that I'm too tired. It's too late for me. I've lost an hour because of an update. You have to keep that in mind. So 5-second speed boost and strength boost equals increase in all attacks. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. I might come in later when I'm not like tired and needing to go to bed so I can wake up and go to work, because YouTube doesn't pay anything at a later date. But just rest assured that Blaster, Destroyer, all of our elemental powers, everything is going to increase across the board there. The only things that won't increase is going to be our secret techniques, for the simple fact we can only have one active. It will apply to Rocket Jump itself. It'll apply to the 4 elemental powers. It'll apply to the Soul Gem possibly, and of course to our 2 primary attacks, depending on which one we have selected. So we're off to a good start there. It's birthday present time. We're going to select it. And I liked this one as it was, right? We were doing 54 to 81. You can have 4 at a time. You know the drill. So, mastered birthday present. Press Y to drop a bomb. Oh. Now, this could potentially be a decrease. I could see them doing that. We need it to be 18 to hit 54. So I would like it to be at least 20 if it's not the same. If it's 5481, this will be a stellar upgrade. So let's go ahead and see what we get.
Woohoo!
Ooh, okay. Oh, so it's tiered, but hey, I'll take that. So that is not bad. So 54 to 81. And then was it 24 to 36? Whoops. And then 12, right?
Feel the power.
Yeah, okay. So 24 to 36 and 12 to 18. So basically what that means is previously at level 5 we did 54 from one bomb, mine, whatever you want to call it, right? Now we're going to do 54, 24, and 12. So that's 54 and 36. That's going to be 90. 54 became 90. It'll be higher on the critical side. I have 0 issues with that. In case in point, you can run around and do this. It'll still detonate in the same manner. But yeah, instead of doing 54, we're going to do 90. That's fine by me. I want to make sure that these are doing... Okay, so that one is for sure. I want to see if we string them. I think it's working. Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna like cheap out on us and kind of rip us off. So I'm fine with that one. That seems pretty cool. After that, we have got Artillery Strike. Again, that was sitting 30 to 45. If it glitches out once, if it works properly, tap Y, you get 3 shots. If you hold Y, you're good for 11 shots. What will we get when we upgrade? We'll get the mastered version. Press Y for targeted overhead shots that fall down more frequently. Hold Y for a barrage of volleys. This is concerning. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. So let's find out. If I just tap Y.
Bring it on!
Oh my, that's better. I'm holding Y this time, if you didn't know. Oh, that grand finale, though, is pretty salty. Okay, so let's tap Y.
Artillery strike!
So double the speed. Whoa, what? Okay, 30 to 45 6 times. 30 to 45 6 times. Cool. Let's do it once more. All I did is tap Y. Cool. If I tap Y again, will it send the volley? No. If I hold Y... Oh my. Okay. That's going to be very hard for me to count. But it's definitely more than 11. Let's see if we can single this out. Okay, cool. That would have been awesome if it worked.
Artillery strike!
I think it was 19. Oh man, blew that. Okay. It's either, I can't tell if it's 19 or they're throwing another 30, and then there's just this huge onslaught of death.
Take that!
Maybe it was 20?
Artillery strike!
It's 19 or 20. Hold 30 to 45, 19 times plus, what is the volley? 10 to 15s, right? Yeah, but I'm seeing some 30s in there. Why is that?
In your face!
Plus 10 to 15 and 30 to 45. Multiple hits. Multiple hit finale. That's going to be how we word that. You can also seemingly hold Y for a little bit and then release, and he'll do the volley. See what I mean there? Like I got the volley shot off. You can still have the great range with it, you know, and sort of take it in stride there. But, oh frickin' A, it's super hard to count that, and I'm not interested in doing it at 3:30 in the morning. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. So, it's a pretty cool attack. It did not downgrade. The main thing, if you just tap Y, instead of doing 3 hits, we do 6 hits. And then if you hold Y, it's just absolute carnage, essentially. And the coolest thing, though, is if you're like, oh crud, the enemies are coming, you can release it, and it will actually fire off the volley shots. You know, 10 to 15 and whatever else it might be. Which that way you can run away, essentially, is what I'm getting at. Or in the case of an Earth Element Bazooker, you could have Earth Shaker selected, and you could simply burrow away, and you do not take damage. By the way, I've tested that in the battle arena, so that's a very big perk. Finally, we've got Scorched Earth. Once again, this one is 4 to 6 and 7 to 11. Sort of just a mix of a ton of hits at both intervals. That's what we're doing. Level 5 non-mastered. We're going to upgrade it. Mastered Scorched Earth. Press or hold Y to create a vortex grenade that pulls enemies towards the scorched impact area. Press or hold, it says. This will be interesting. Alright, let's shoot over here first. I just tapped Y, and it's doing all of that automatically. Ooh, I like this. Okay. Tap Y again. 4 to 7. Ooh. Okay. 4 to 6, 7 to 11. There was a 36 in there. What is the 36 about? How many 36s were there?
Feel the power!
At least one? Is that from like some final volley shot? It must be the grenade, I guess. Okay, let's think about this. 4 to 6, 7 to 11 multi-hit stays the same. Okay. And then I am going to colon and vortex grenade. Here's how I'm going to explain it. 36 to 54 on impact. And then 40 to 60 explosion. I think that's the best way to label this. So there's our standard stuff. You'll see that thing launch up and do 36, and then it explodes at 40. So case in point, if I back off here. Okay, well that would have worked better had we have hit the dummy.
Scorched Earth!
Okay, now I'm losing my voice. I'm going to hold Y this time. See if it changes anything. Oh, you can go multiple cycles of it. Okay. It will eventually time out, but we got several cycles. Again, holding Y, the biggest perk is you can do this. Note we shot 2. There's our 3rd. There's our 4th, our 5th, our 6th. So you can get 6 grenades off. Can hold and fire a total of 6 vortex grenade. So it's never going to increase in damage if you hold it down. It's the same as if you just tapped Y, but you can prolong that attack if you love it. If you're like a higher level and your character can take abuse, they're not going to die from a couple of hits from some big enemies or something. You could just continuously clean the screen, basically, with Scorched Earth if that's what you want to do. So, let's take a look here one more time. Master Destroyer is questionable at best. It doesn't really seem consistent. Like, are we doing 53 to 80 or are we doing 22 to 33? Shrapnel, I put a C in that, didn't I? Yes, I did. I did like the shrapnel, like some Yankee word or something. So, SH, shrapnel. Okay, simple enough. It's complicating it. What's disappointing to me is Master Blaster. I thought we'd just have 2 at 19 to 29. I thought we might have a better spread. I thought they might auto-seek, anything like that. Downgrading to 14 to 21, even though standard damage is going to go 28 versus the 19 we had. It's just kind of disappointing. I feel like that could have been made better. So that's my opinion. Mastered Scorched Earth, awesome, tons of chaos. Mastered Artillery Strike, basically the C Scorched Earth. It's, again, just tons and tons of chaos. The Mastered Birthday Present, I think, is actually pretty good, too. It's a very, very surprising deal, going from 54 to 90 in a somewhat orderly fashion. And then the Mastered Rocket Jump, that is something that most people probably would not have been expecting to be good. They're going to be like, ooh, can't wait to upgrade Artillery Strike, or, man, Birthday Present might get good. This is kind of under the radar. If you just look at it at face value, it's like, oh, you know, we do the same damage we did at level 5. All we get is the 5 rockets, and it's like, oh, whoop-de-doo, my character runs around a little faster for a short time. So the rockets are the first gain. We get 5 rockets. We do 14 to 21 with each, which in my opinion is a big deal. 70 to 105. I mean, I'm going to take it. The speed boost is huge to someone like me. It's also very, very important because this is a bazooker. And if you didn't notice, bazookers are slow. You would kind of expect anyone running around with a bazooka to be slower than their peers. So that little 5-second speed boost is a very welcome addition. What's more important and what is a game changer with this Mastered Rocket Jump is the fact that when they say strength boost, they basically mean every single attack you can have while you're in that 5-second window is going to do increased extra damage. So I'll try to come in when I'm like not about to have my eyes shut and document all that just to say we did and have it done properly. But don't sleep on this one. Again, you're just, if face value, you're going to be like, oh, it added rockets at the end. And you'll be like, wow, these two are so super cool. We had this with the fire element deal, and that's sort of the same thing we've got with Mastered Rocket Jump. But that is that, man. I think we've covered everything here. What time are we to? 35 minutes. I'd say we made pretty good time, in part just because it was so nutty on Mastered Blaster. Or Master Destroyer, I should say. I'm still not quite sure what's triggering that to do so oddly. But, hey, it is what it is. I actually need, what, 4,500 more or so? Aren't these 1,500 apiece? Let's see. Yeah, 1,500 apiece. To pick those up. So if I haven't done a standalone video on them, I might go ahead and do that. I know I've covered the Earth elemental upgrades with our Earth Brawler. They are fan-frickin-tastic, I've got to say. But I just can't remember if I did a standalone video or if it was included in like some huge hour-long type of a deal. If there isn't a standalone, I'll make it. If you're curious about them now, go check out the Earth Brawler sequence. I promise you I've covered them, and they are well worth checking out and pursuing. But that said, for Sergeant Rock and his bazooka tricks, I think we've got everything taken care of. Again, we're focusing only on the weapon power and the secret technique here. And the level 5 stats, we've got them named. We've documented everything I think we can, outside of like having to come in and slow things down to like negative 50%, so you can count the number of times there's explosions on the soul gem or scorched earth or the volley on artillery strike, which again, if anyone wants to do that, just pause the video and count. Feel free to do so. I'll credit you. Right now, I'm the only person really going to these lengths with this game. And like I said, I don't do this for a living. I don't make virtually anything off this. Every day it's getting a little bit worse. That's why I streamed on Twitch tonight with some shotgun farmer action. But yeah, YouTube is just, it's sad. It's really sad what they're doing to their own site. But anyway, I'm sad about Blaster. Destroyer's just kind of like, I'm not quite sure what's happening some of the time. I think I know what should happen, but it doesn't. It's sort of a deal. But all of the secret techniques are pretty freaking good, I've got to say, and they improved, which is what we like to see. But let me know, what do you think? Do you prefer Blaster or Destroyer as your primary attack, mastered, or do you prefer one of the non-mastered versions to keep for your bazooker of choice? And then in terms of the secret techniques, what are you thinking about those? Which ones do you plan to play with and why? Are you going to change it between elements? Are you going to scale it back based on your character design? Like, do you think Sergeant Rock should stick to the birthday present? Or do you think, hey, he's Sergeant, he should do artillery? Or Scorched Earth? Actually, Scorched Earth and artillery strike sort of tie in very well with Sergeant Rock, I would have to say. But which one of these is your favorites? Do you switch around? Do you stick to one? Do you just go with max damage? Or what do you think is the coolest? Let me know your thoughts on that. That said, I've got to end this. I mean, my eyes, I don't seem tired, really. But, like, my eyes are telling me otherwise. So I'm going to get this thing rendered and editing overnight so I can upload it in the morning before I go to work. And then I'll release it sometime while I'm at work. But if you did not know, again, YouTube is just tanking, and it's getting really, really bad, and every single thing I upload gets flagged as not being suitable for most advertisers, and then I have to come in and I have to say, yes, review this, it's suitable for all advertisers, and then they tell me that my channel isn't big enough to matter to them, and they might get around to reviewing it, and then eventually they do review it, and by the second or third day, they've said, hey, we screwed up, your video is just fine for all advertisers. And during that 1 to 2 to 3 days that they screwed me out of not having ads on it, that's pretty much when all your views come in, so you make no ad revenue, even though it was flagged erroneously. And today I got an email from them on my Stardew Valley, which is super edgy content. I mean, wow, I'm surprised I haven't been arrested for uploading that game. So I got an email from them, and it's like, congratulations, one of Wiisdom. We screwed up. Your video is suitable for all advertisers like you said in your appeal. And it's like, you're going to celebrate that. I'm supposed to be happy about this. I'm supposed to be happy that your AI bot erroneously continues to flag all of my content and screw me out of any ad revenue. Because the case in point, when you upload like Skylanders, I do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Yeah, you pick up a few views, like, you know, from this video that'll be Tuesday, you'll pick up a few people maybe Thursday and Friday that didn't see it. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, by that point in time, if they haven't got notifications from YouTube that this video exists, they're probably going to watch the Thursday or the Saturday video. And so you get the bulk of your views within the first couple of days after the video has uploaded. I know some people come in way after the fact and watch them, but that's very, very few and far between. The bulk of what you're going to generate ad revenue-wise is going to be the first day that the video is uploaded. You know, given that it's a global thing, you know, where I upload Tuesday afternoon and everyone in America is watching, the people in Australia and Europe might see it, you know, what would be my Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, okay? But past that, you have a huge drop-off, and during that peak time of viewership, which has been super crushed by YouTube, they're taking away my ability to make any sort of revenue at all, and And I wouldn't really even call it a supplemental income. I just call it like very, very meager compensation for the amount of time and effort I put into this. And then when you don't even get that, you're just like, you people suck. YouTube just is, I don't know. I mean, I think monkeys could do a better, I know monkeys would do a better job, and they would probably care more about the people that routinely create and upload videos to give people a reason to be on a platform. It's stupid. I hate talking about it. It's honestly, the back end BS has taken a lot of the fun out of it. And it's like when I streamed on Twitch earlier, it was just nice. I don't make anything on Twitch. You know, there's no ad revenue at all that even generates anything for me. But it's just refreshing to not have someone complain that you're using their site for the purpose it was intended. And that's the point of stupidity this has all come to. So that said, I'm going to get this thing rendered out. Again, I'm not really ranting. I'm just like stating fact now, which is super sad. But I've got to get some sleep, man. Let me know your thoughts on Sergeant Rock and the bazooker attacks. And like I said, if I get time next round of Skylanders research, I'll try to fully document everything with the rocket jump 5-second strength boost. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. SkylanderClub.com is the forum. Wiisdom.com is my website. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I will always tweet before I go live. Make sure you follow me on Twitch and Mixer. There's a very good chance that I will just be ditching the YouTube stream. I might do it from time to time. I don't know. It's a mess. If Mixer had the ability to export like Twitch does, I'd just stream there all the time. It's honestly, in my opinion, the better site. But hey, what can you do, right? I'm trying. I'm not someone that just sits by silently. I actually complain about things, and I try to do what I can to prove my point, if you will. So I'll probably be streaming on Twitch quite a bit more. Again, if Mixer had the ability to export, I would totally do that. I might still stream on it from time to time, just maybe from the Xbox or Minecraft, I don't know. But I might throw some crud, because YouTube, the one thing they do with their streaming is you get a lot of views on your videos, because I think they realize most people have ditched their site completely. They're streaming somewhere else, and then they're exporting the videos. So maybe they give that a slight preferential treatment. I don't really know, but it's idiotic, and I'm kind of getting burned out on it. So luckily Skylanders is still fun, and I've got a little bit more here to research, and then I've got plans after that. But true story, later today after work, assuming I'm not dead tired, I plan to run some errands. There's a creation crystal sale at Toys R Us. Last time I was there, they would not honor it for their little special golden crystals with comics, which I thought was idiotic. One of the reasons they're probably tanking. But decisions like that. I might pick up an undead crystal, maybe something else. If you see this and I've released it before I take off from work and I see comments on it, if you got an idea for a second crystal, let me know. I have one tech and one dark crystal, so both of those are high on the agenda to join the other undead crystal. And I'll see if I can maybe get the golden ones, but I also don't really have any money coming in to justify picking these things up. So it's bitter. It's very bitter. But Sergeant Rock would just slay YouTube right now. You know he would. Look at those eyes. He's like, man, those people sound like scumbags. And he's 100% right. And with that, I bid you adieu. I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will catch you back here for the next installment of Skylanders Research. Adios.